Good evening, Speed Gaming 2, and welcome back after a rather long hiatus to Daily Link to the Past Rando series. We are coming back here with a mode you might not have seen in a while, Open Keysanity. So it's Keysanity, and we need to get the 7 crystals and beat Ganon. Eldest one's already rescued. And if you're wondering about this mode, actually dovetailing in with the latter, doing a grab bag mode where you get randomly assigned one of 16 modes that haven't been used in a while, and this is one of those 16 modes. So should be nice to see an oldie but goodie. Anyway, I'm Drosy. I am joined by Sheepy here. How are you back in all this?
I actually do a lot of, I don't race the Link to the Past, but I am definitely part of the community and one of the commentators that the people hear a lot, both with this and Ocarina of Time Randomizer. So if you guys are watching during Speed Gaming Live, you might have heard me during that. And it seems we're off?
Or at least homemade beer is. Something with Akuhaisha's feed, unfortunately. So, in the meantime, we'll look at homemade beer, who is getting a tree pull here, which gives some nice money. This is kind of the standard uncle route start to an open seed.
It's
Only thing is,
honestly
we're not going to see any map checks. And early pod key is interesting. You do need 6 keys for pod to be in logic. GT Big, well, there's something we won't need to search for.
That's actually really nice to get early, is the GT Big. And
love and sank. Okay, then.
Oh god. That's an interesting thing. I need to get it kind of early. I will say.
And chat's asking about the number for GT Big. So yes, if you guessed location 3 as in the 3rd location in the entire seed, you win.
Yeah. Funny thing about Keysanity. Did Bush Crab give us nothing? I don't think the Bush Crab gave us anything there.
I missed it. The Bush Crab gave hearts.
Ah, okay. It just kind of was in that little bit of a corner, so we couldn't tell, and that looked like just a red rupee up on the lumberjack. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, but yeah, bottle in Lost Woods, that's nice.
With a bee attached to it. Bee trapped inside? But early bottle is nice, because that means sick kid. Ooh, and some armor right at the bat too is also nice.
Yeah, especially since we don't have a weapon yet.
Oh yeah, we're just kind of throwing grass and letting the bee loose. Is the tier 2 pull small magic jars, or is it the tier 1 pull?
I haven't quite kept track of how many enemies we've beaten.
I haven't either, unfortunately, but I know we have rupees we got red rupees after killing 2 enemies.
Oh, and Aku went into the into Blind's hut without any bombs, while Beer, pulling the big key of Eastern, is going to buy bombs before going into anything that requires bombs.
Smart move, honestly. We'll see what's on Sick Kid here, too.
Bottle for a bottle.
A bottle for a bottle. Oh, that's hilarious. With how much money we got off of just tree pulls, it kind of makes sense to be able to do both bottle vendor and buying bombs all in kind of the same route choice.
Yeah, now Aku does not have money for bombs now after doing bottle vendor.
Unfortunately not, but we're gonna see what's in the back of Blind's hut with this as well now. Oh yeah, fire rod.
Yeah, and
a lamp.
So homemade beer likes the rule of fire that like one fire source locks another. So I'm not sure how he's handling getting both fire sources in Blind's hut.
It's an interesting development.
That's for sure.
So once you check the well, where do you go from here after you've done CAC?
I mean, probably out the south. Oh, and there's Bombos, which really destroys Beer's rule of fire because, you know, he likes to find one in Ice Palace. Oh, and there's a sword. So Aku was not able to get that sword. And sorry about the technical difficulties. We're trying to reset Aku. Here and see
Ooh,
if that
powder
can help.
too. Are we just a hammer away from being able to do magic bat?
Yeah, it would seem that way.
Huh. Right. I'm not used to seeing the ability to do magic bat almost 10 minutes in.
Happens occasionally.
True. At the 10-minute mark, yes. Before 10-minute mark, it's a little more unique. Is the word I hesitate to use.
Hey,
But
seems like we're actually getting Aku's feed now.
Woo! And nothing was on the top of the library, it looked like, because I think that was a heart container?
I don't know, I was looking at the old man rescue.
I just know it was red, but it wasn't a rupee. I definitely know it was heart-shaped and red, but I'm not sure if it was a full container or if it was a piece.
And old man is giving us another pod key.
And we found the map to Swamp Palace.
Yes, and I believe we found... No, we didn't find a Swamp Small. Never mind me. We may need the Swamp Small. Someday we'll check that map and find out whether it's a crystal or a pendant. Also, for those of you who haven't watched any ALTTPR in a bit, once you get the map for a dungeon in Keysanity, if you enter the dungeon, there'll be a little C or P next to the magic meter to tell you whether it's a crystal or a pendant.
Wait, really?
Oh, I think we're freezing beer for a minute to get Aku caught up.
Ah, that makes sense.
And it looks like Aku is now going to do Uncle, so he will get his GT Big Key here. Unless, I guess he already went and did it while he was frozen.
Yeah,
the tracker's showing that.
Yeah, he's got GT Big Key. I remember that. I think he's going to go do escape from the front. Yeah, I can go through the escape, get the chest down there.
Yeah, now the Boomerang chest and Zelda's chest are not in logic without having the sewers key, because the game always assumes that you use keys in the worst possible way, so it's going to assume that you took the key from that garden. Instead of opening the door right there, you went over to Dark Cross and opened the door to the back.
Mm-hmm. We got a pod key and a castle tower key out of that, out of those 3 chests back there. So another pod key is interesting.
And Aku made the interesting decision to actually stay in logic.
Huh. That is very interesting.
Yeah, chat pointing out Aku has no sword. Aku also has no magic, so he can't really use that fire rod. It would be nice if he had some magic to, use the fire rod.
We are seeing Mini Moldorm Cave here in Houlihan?
Looks like a Houlihan. Smells like a Houlihan. Might even taste like a Houlihan.
Oh, hey, there's that hookshot you were talking about. And a moon pearl.
Hey, so Beer's going to be in a much better position going to the mountain, and Desert Big, another nice big key to get out of the way.
Ooh, Akker did not seem to get Houlihan there.
Oh, did Aku not enter the useless fairy entrance before jumping in the water? That's
Oh, I think that's what
would
happened.
do it. So his Y coordinate must have been off.
Yeah, I don't think he actually
entered the useless fairy cave.
Yeah, I think he went straight into just jumping into the water there, if I'm remembering correctly. But let's see what's in the dam. Bouquet.
Another thing that Aku would probably appreciate having magic to use.
Very much so. An Isar Cave is going to give us a piece of heart.
Hey, it was good for a refill.
Very much so. And healthy seed so far. Quite a bit of health upgrades of kind of early on. But we shall see kind of more what happens as we go along.
And Aku still does not have any bombs. And still does not have enough money to buy bombs.
Nope.
I was actually kind of surprised when the bombs were in Spec Rock that he didn't grab them, because he hasn't had any.
But we got a fake flipper over to Hobo here on Beer's side.
Just some pocket change.
A little bit more pocket change is always nice, though.
And interesting. I wonder. I mean, Beer has the Moon Pearl. He can do Waterfall Cave, but then he'll be orphaning Zora.
I think he might not want to orphan Zora.
I think that's what he's going to do, though. As we see, Lake Hylia Island is just a vanilla piece of heart.
Though checking Zora Ledge can also just kind of determine if you really want to take the time to go up to Zora right after. If orphaning Zora is going to just kind of be an okay play, or if it's worth coming back. A third bottle.
Yeah, we could have bottle percent pretty quickly in this seed. Oh, and the fairy's giving out green goo. That's vanilla, isn't it?
I think that might be unique to Randomizer for that fairy.
No, I'm pretty sure in vanilla she gives out green goo. Oh.
Ooh.
Well, that'll give us a reason to go back to Zora.
Absolutely. A flute's really nice just to see. But also, that means we have to find flippers.
Yeah.
Unless flippers are just
Or,
vanilla, then.
or else get a bow so you can do Ancilla delete, but we don't currently have a good combination of items for doing the Ancilla splash delete.
Nope.
Also don't have enough bombs for it.
I imagine, though, we do have the money to get more bombs, so we could possibly do that.
Speaking of money, Aku now has enough money for bombs, but really hasn't found anything here in Eastern.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in Eastern. Oh, there's another sword.
Well, given that
Right
he
as
missed
we
the
say
other
something.
sword, that's good for him. That'll be Beer's master sword if he hasn't already found yet another sword by then.
I do find that interesting, as right as we say we haven't seen much in Eastern.
Well,
Gets a
commentators'
sword.
blessing?
Blessing.
Reverse curse?
Blessing. Commentator's blessing.
Yeah, it's... Oh, right. There's a small key on Spec Rock, and we have no idea what it is.
And you mentioned the bombs in Spec Rock earlier.
And having still not gotten any extra heart containers, Aku does not feel comfortable damage boosting through those anti-fairies and is going to get this chest the way this game intended you to.
I do not blame Aku there with only having 3 hearts.
Yeah, if you do it perfectly, you lose a heart and a half, and if you screw up at all, that's minimum 2 hearts, and then you're really playing with fire.
Considering how many fire items we got early on.
Also true. Remind me to ask Beer in the interview how he felt about getting all the fire items at once.
Absolutely. Like that was just too funny. I was just like, hey, here's your fire rod, here's your lamp. Oh, and here's your bombus.
Hey, and Aku's now going to be getting his hook shot. And what does Upper Paradox have? Money. Ooh, Hera big. Interesting. We still can't get to Hera without either. Ooh, book.
And a boomerang.
Now, book is interesting because we have Desert Big, as you just saw Aku pick up over there. So
Desert Big plus a
without
glove.
a small, we can't do right side and Landmos, but we could just rush Landmos if we wanted to.
See what he has. That's a sword up on Floating Island.
You mean shield?
Sword, not shield. I realized,
Hey,
like, wait,
Aku finally gets magic.
Magic!
And what Spiral Cave got for us? GT
A small.
So I'm thinking Desert might be the play here. But I mean, it's nice that Eastern gave us a sword. That means we can get. I guess the alternative is we do have one Aga Tower small. So with the Master Sword and a Fire Source, we have access to both chests there, though we can't actually beat Aga. So that could be another possibility for progression here.
We need a second key, correct?
We would need a second key to get to Aga, but with a single key and getting the Master Sword, each runner's found a different sword so far, so we know we can get the Master Sword. We could get in and we could get both chests in there.
Gotcha. Oh, Beer's also almost close to Zora money, too.
Getting there, but now that he's doing this, since he put... Probably when he saw the Desert Big Key, No, he got the Desert Big Key after deciding to skip Dam. So he intentionally skipped Dam to go to Aegina later, and now he'll be able to combine that with Desert.
Yeah, I think doing this play here was honestly kind of nice because it meant he could combine checks all to come together. You get a Gina, go into Desert, and you can kind of hope for something
Oh,
nice.
I
Or
just realized Aku went to Waterfall Cave to get the water walk, but then I don't think he saw the flute.
I don't think he did either. And if he did, I think that might be why he came to water walk down to Hobo. But
To
I'm not
answer
too
chat,
sure.
yes, Old Man gave us a pod key, and we're already up to 3 on Homemade Beer's side. So once we start finding, bow and hammer, a couple of things that are being annoyingly hard to find this seed, but then pod will be a very attractive play.
So we got a Skullwood Small out of a Gina's cave, which is which is a
Yeah, I mean, Skullwood Small makes routing easier. Logically, you need all 3 to finish the seed. In practice, you don't actually need any.
Yeah.
Okay,
20
nothing.
bucks.
Yeah, nothing doing in map chest there.
Let's see what's on the torch. Speaking of hammer,
On the torch?
on the torch.
Oh my.
Hey,
Well,
Zora
now we
money.
have Zora money. And we sure hope boots show up soon.
Yeah, because with boots that gets us our hammer, which gets us. Does that get us Dark World access?
Yeah, that would be Dark World access since we have Moon Pearl and Glove. So the question is that going to be our Dark World access? And Beer is going to do land modes, which is out of logic. Again, the game assumes you're using the keys in the dumbest way possible, so it's assuming that you're going to steal this small key that Beer's just picking up and go back and open right side desert rather than going to, and therefore you're locked out until you can get the small key.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's like, oh, if you came in here with one key, you'll steal that first key, go back. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is actually out of logic, but you're here. It could be something that helps you. Actually, if it's the boots, that tells you a lot, at least about where the desert small key has to be.
Yeah, but if it's not, if it's flippers, then that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, so if there's something useful on Landmo, we definitely learned something about the desert small key. Nice job with the fire rod so far. One more shot.
Let's see what Lamo gives us. Bombs.
But it is a crystal.
That gives us a lot of. That gives us absolutely zero information, but also at the same time, an interesting kind of bit of information.
I mean, Desert Small is logically required to complete the seed, and there are 2 items on the right side that's locking. Chat wants boots over there. Looks like Beer's going to go to the eastern area, which will be interesting because that'll get him his Master Sword.
Get him his Master Sword
and then I think all that we want. I mean, he hasn't done the front of escape. I don't think anyone's done Dark Cross yet.
No, neither of them have done Dark Cross yet. Aku didn't have Green Pendant is in Swamp.
Interesting.
It's not where I was expecting it to be, but that makes it. Or we just get mitts.
Right, Aku didn't do Saha's closet because he still didn't have bombs at the time.
Or we just get mitts.
So that gives us Dark World access, which means that the boots could be an awful lot of places.
Yeah, that just now gives us a whole lot more information, and that just.
I think Beer didn't want to see that because he was starting to run out of checks and was probably hoping for the boots.
I think Beer probably would have rather have seen the boots. If anything, boots or bow. Boots, a bow, or an Eastern small. Yes, I had to think about words for a second there. Yeah, I think Beer would have probably liked to see anything but those mitts. Anything but those mitts, and not a mirror either.
Now, one thing about those mitts, Skull Woods is beatable. Not logically. Logic requires 3 small keys, but we can beat it.
Huh.
Chat's wondering about Ether Tablet. If boots were on Ether Tablet, that would hard lock Ether Tablet behind the mirror. But I suppose if you want a nice chain.
Can you give me a second of my thought process?
Well, so Aku unfortunately ran out of magic. Beer made the point of picking up some extra magic right before he went into the Landmo fight. Aku did not, and we can see what a difference that makes.
I had a question and my brain is just not wanting to form it properly, and I dislike that. Oh, I dislike that a lot. Now this actually brings up an interesting kind of theory. If the boots are in Castle Tower, what does that mean for our logic?
That's fine because both chests in Castle Tower are fully in logic right now.
You're right. You're right.
Okay,
I'm just
so
trying
what's
to think.
Spear doing here on... Oh, did he never check... Wait, no, he's checking Dark Death Mountain with the mitts.
I think he's going to just go this Dark Death Mountain trail because got a hook shot, you got some mitts.
Yeah, so
no, we
6
don't
checks
have a
over here.
mirror. We can at least do these checks. And we'll just save quit back to
I mean, sometimes the mirror has been known to show up in these checks.
True. If we don't find mirror if we don't find mirror or we'll probably end up just quitting back to Light World.
Yeah, we will also get to check Turtle Rock Medallion.
Which will be nice to see. And have that knowledge.
And there's Aku's CT small, but of course he still doesn't know about the sword and Kakariko.
There's a heart container and some arrows. So that's 2 of our 6 checks. 6.
Yeah, just 4 in Hookshot Cave. But looks like he's gonna check
TR
Valiant first.
medallion.
Vanilla Quake.
Cool.
Of course, we don't know yet whether TR is a pendant or a crystal even.
Nope, we just... Like, at least having the knowledge of the medallion is kind of nice, but it would be... And there's the other small castle tower key.
Oh.
Oh, no!
That means boots can be really anywhere because
Ugh.
Aghanim could be our logical access to East Dark World.
The world. Ugh. Ugh.
And he's starting at Link's house, so I wonder if he is gonna do like Front of Escape and Aga Tower. Sure looks it.
I would not blame him if he does.
I don't think he's actually gonna fight Aga, but I do think he's gonna get those chests.
Yeah.
And
if
it
he
looks
goes...
like the fact that he's intentionally taking these hits, I think he's gonna go to Zelda's cell and is trying to set up a death warp.
More than likely.
No, he's going to Dark Cross and is trying to set up a death warp.
Huh. That's not what we were expecting. I'd have thought the Zelda's cell death warp.
Well, it's a matter of logic. Dark Cross is in logic, Zelda's cell is not. And Aku is going back to check all these bombable places that he didn't check before, which is good. It'll get him the Master Sword.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely setting a Dark Cross death warp. And there's Kina Samaria.
Yeah, I kind of wonder why Aku didn't go back there. He had the lamp, and you don't really need a weapon.
I wonder if it was the lack of health, maybe? Of just not being...
I don't know. The enemies back there are pretty weak.
But also you could... Like, setting up your death warp would be easy, but also you could just accidentally death warp.
Yeah, now, mind you, since we still don't know about pendants and crystals, there is a very outside chance that Cane of Samaria is not required to beat the seed.
True.
But it seems unlikely.
We're more than looking at it for something, even if it's just logic.
Well, I mean, I don't know too many people who can hover their way entirely through Turtle Rock without the Cane of Samaria.
Here I was going with Ice Palace.
Yes, okay, logically, fine, point taken, yes.
I love how we had 2 exactly different dungeons in mind with that one. I'm like, even if it's just for logic, me thinking Ice Palace and Mire, you hover through Turtle Rock.
Right, I mean, theoretically, it is theoretically possible to get through TR without the Cane of Samaria.
I've seen it done. It's not a fun time. Mostly for your hands.
Yeah, so the only places it is true hard required are right side GT and Vitreous.
Yes, okay. I was confused. I was like,
Now that said, since we already have the GT big key, it seems very unlikely that we would need to actually go to right side GT. I mean, maybe logically we would have to, but
not
if there's a small key there, but yeah.
But it's very likely that it is not hard required.
And Aku also seeing about the green pendant, and yeah, 2 more checks. And half magic that we found in Hookshot Cave makes that fire rod a lot nicer to use.
Yep, and there's our bow.
Beer is not happy that he
like,
went into
no.
Eastern, but at the same time, he needed to get the sword out of Eastern, so...
To get that bow.
You know, depending on where the other swords are and where the cape is, that could be a hard required double dip of Eastern.
And that's a small key to Ganon's
Yeah, well, Aku found our fourth pod small.
We found so many. We're missing, what, 2 pod smalls?
Yeah. But of course, to beat pod, we also need the pod big and the hammer, which is boots locked.
I'm now very much curious of where our boots could be. Because of the location of our hammer.
Oh, and look what Beer's doing.
What is Beer doing?
He's going back to Zora and getting that flute. As well as whatever's on Zora.
I was more curious with the bomb placement that he started
that was
with.
the Ancilla Splash Delete.
Ah, okay. I was like, I've not seen that method before.
Yeah, the idea is if you get enough arrows and bombs on the screen, the game's too busy worrying about all that to have you splash when you enter the water. And, well, if you don't splash entering the water, you clearly are fine in the water. Right?
Yep. You're clearly able to just swim. It's fine. Now, what do you have for us, Zora? A key. Pod small key.
It's just fascinating. Yeah. Oh, right. Beer needed to get himself out of water walk to now do.
This is the splash delete that I've seen.
Yeah. Nice job with it.
Very, very nice. And that gets him his flute.
And Aku, meanwhile, is going to Mothula. So we will find out whether this is a pendant or a crystal.
Yep.
He's really trying to conserve his
magic
for using Fire Rod on Moth. I mean,
So
remember, the game is expecting you to have the Master Sword in this fight.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not great,
it is.
But it's doable.
It is expecting that Master Sword, and ugh. I remember my first time doing the Mothula fight. That was not a fun fight. We get that flute activated on Beer's side.
Oh, and Aku takes the death to Moth, which is unfortunate because I'm pretty sure he had a blue goo.
He did have a blue. I know he used his green, but I'm pretty sure he's out of blue. I think he may have also had a red, too.
Yeah, we got a fair amount of goo. And we're going to check the mire area here.
See what this medallion is as well.
Zaku finds the map to mire, which would tell us, what the reward is. Is that also Quake?
It was either Quake or Bombos, but I did not see it
Looked
very
like Quake
well.
to me. Our tracker thinks it's Quake.
Compass to Turtle Rock. And the map to Ice Palace. I'm gonna go with Mire and TR Quake. Because I think that's just safer than relying on my terrible eyesight.
Oh, and it looks like Beer is gonna go for Skullwoods now.
I don't blame Beer. Especially because we don't have... Like, if we had these town Big
Yeah,
key.
I mean, we don't have the Thieves' Town big. You could do the front 4, but you can't get to the back.
I had to think about. I was like, is that a small key or a big key that you need for these? And I was like, And the map, the map to pod.
Now we'll find out what. Okay, here's our map check. Pod is a red pendant for all that, but Meyer is a crystal, so
That's nice to know.
Samaria confirmed hard required.
Yep. We are seeing the first 4 of these here in Akusar.
That's interesting, though. Pod's a pendant, so it's and a red pendant at that. So unless there's something on Ped or on Helma King, it's very unlikely we'd have to beat Pod.
But considering how many keys I'm gonna say that's a pod key. I'm going to just stop talking for a minute. But that's a Meyer key. Thank God.
Now things like Harmless Hellway and the Dark Maze are logically locked behind all 6 small keys, so there could be progression in one of those places.
So it's like they're throwing an awful lot of pod keys at us.
Yeah.
For a pendant pod. That.
Right, that's why I'm thinking it might be pointing us to Dark Maze or Harmless Hellway or Vanilla Big Key Chest. Oh, and there's Sankheart in the Vanilla Big Key Chest and Thieves, ruining Aku's plans for a Death Warp.
He's like, well, time to do this long way. The good thing is the enemies, because he's in the Dark World, do a heart of damage at the minimum now. But hold on.
Okay. So haven't seen C-shaped house, so just a piece of heart.
I don't think we've seen a lot of Village Rock Kiss of the treasure chest game.
Oh, have we not seen the brewery yet?
No. Haven't seen. Yeah, he did treasure chest mini game. He did the treasure chest game, and then right into Thieves Town. We checked those first 4, and there's the cape. There's Meyer Big.
So what do we do now? Still can't get into Meyer.
Still can't get into Meyer.
Could beat it if we could get in logic, though the left side isn't in logic without all the small keys, but Vitreous is.
There's just a compass on Dig Game. That's interesting. I don't know what the seed is trying to tell us, though, with that.
Looks like Aku's gonna grab Jeremiah, though.
Honestly.
And give him the world tour, take him to Hype Cave.
I was like, that sounds like a good idea. I was like, what's going on here?
We don't have the mirror, so you might as well do the world tour of South Dark World before you save and quit and then return him.
Yes, I forgot about the lack of mirror. Stumpy giving us more bombs. Another pod, small key. Is that 5? Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5 for beer.
That's 5 of 6 small keys for a pendant pod.
Yeah, as I say, it's making me really suspicious about something in one of the locations inside pod that's logically locked by 6 small keys.
I'm a little nervous by that, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, that could also be the hammer. Nothing's saying the hammer isn't like French vanilla here.
There's a big key pod!
Big. Okay, nothing's saying our hammer isn't vanilla.
Well, no, we've seen our hammer.
Oh, sorry, the boots locking that. Right, sorry. I transposed hammer and boots.
No, not. It could be that is where our.
Ooh. So we were discussing the cape that was in the brewery, and it does lock a small key. Wonder if that's the 6th pod.
That's the 6th pod. I think I might be done for the night. I think I'll just let the coughing fit just take me to sleep. I won't leave you, of course, till the race is done, but I think I might just let the coughing fit take me to sleep. Excuse me.
I hope you're doing okay over there.
Changing weather does not do well with the body.
Yeah, this has been a crazy fall.
It went from summer to fall for like 2 days to winter back to fall. I have been having a time and a half with the changing seasons.
And meanwhile, I've heard that Los Angeles is having a heat wave.
You know what? I'll stick to my cold. I'll stick to my cold. I'll stick to the cold of the East Coast near the ocean. It's fine.
Okay, so Aku's gonna do his Dark Death Mountain.
We're seeing catfish. More bombs.
Okay, where to now? So Beer is going down to pod. This is unfortunate that he chose this routing because we know the pod big key's in Hype Cave. He's not going to be happy when he finds that out unless, like, he gets progression out of pod otherwise.
I think he's hoping for progression out of pod, not in.
It is also the case, Chad is reminding us, that Beer Kern jumped over here, so logically you need either the hammer or... Wait a minute, back up. We did see the second CT small, so this is in logic. The game just... If something's here, the game would expect you to beat AGA 1 to get here.
Yeah. I was gonna say that Beer has most Scout Tower keys, so...
Right, so he knows this is in logic, he just doesn't want to beat AGA 1 to get here.
Don't blame him. Because
and
that's
there's Aku seeing that AGA is now, in fact, in logic.
Something is still just kind of worrying me in general about this sea. I just can't tell you what it is just yet.
The fact that we've seen the hammer and have no clue where the boots are?
No, I think it's dealing with these pod keys, honestly. It's just dealing with all of pod. And it's the fact that we've seen 5 of 6 small keys and the big key. But pod's a crystal. I mean, pod's a pendant.
Yeah, now meanwhile, Aku could have a big out here if our progression is in pod big chest.
Could. I'm still curious where our
because I doubt
are.
Beer would come back for that one check.
Yeah, no, not for just the one. We'll see where he's. We'll see how far he goes.
Oh, Aku's skipping Dark Cross. No.
Is he gonna go straight to Aga?
Yeah, or at least to the 2 chests in there.
Ow, 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 ow. So, with pod being given to us so much by this seed, do you think this is bait, Drosy?
No, I think there will be something in pod. The only question is, will Homemade Beer get it, or is it in the big chest?
There's a hair small.
Of course, we still can't get to Hera.
Nope. $300.
Beer threw something blue at that wall.
Wrong blue, but something blue.
Okay, looks like Aku's gonna do Armos Knights now.
Ah, I forgot. Beer has a bow, so
Oh, and he is setting up a death warp because without the hammer, this is a dead end.
yeah. Compass of Desert.
Oh, great, now we can find Landmo. Oh,
And
well, that was important progression.
very.
We now have the logical ability to clear Meyer, but I think Beer is gonna go in for more.
He's gonna. I think he's just gonna finish this out. Check to see. Go.
Yeah, because that wasn't actually logically locked behind any keys at all, so that can't have been what the pod keys were pointing to.
No, it can't be. Pod keys, what are you pointing to? $20. A sword.
Nice.
Eastern
Oh, good.
map.
Now we can find out whether Aku's about to get a pendant or a crystal. That's bombs. So what's gonna be in the dark maze? And Beer's gonna feel really silly when he gets his pod big key. And it'll if he doesn't find anything in pod,
He's gonna
in
feel
the back of pod, I should say, it's really gonna hang over his head.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Gotta go fast. Gotta get that hammer.
And there's our... That's our Harrow Castle.
Yeah, that's a sewer's key. That puts Zelda's cell in the boomerang chest in logic, but we didn't find anything there anyway.
Yeah.
So
Like if there had been anything down there to put that in logic, but that's why I saw it because I was like, I was like, there you go. I was like, I don't think you touched it.
Okay, Beer is realized that he should probably check King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks.
He's gonna be able to now get his... Getting his hammer also means he can get, Oh hey, our big key of thieves!
Ah, that's good to find, especially with the hammer now in logic, though we don't have the small key, so we'd still be orphaning the big chest. And I really hope Aku goes to Dark...
Eastern
is a
crystal,
which we just found out from Aku anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, I really hope Aku goes to Dark Cross after this and gets to Samaria.
I hope so too. There's a skullwood small. Calling our flute. A little surprised.
He's gonna do Meyer before he grabs the hammer. Oh, I think he
I think
realized
he
that he
realized
went
it.
to.
He was like, wait,
Yeah.
muscle memory just happened.
I went here to get the hammer before doing Meyer.
I think he muscle memoried that hard. Because that definitely was just like that. Oh yeah, I gotta go do this, do this. I just did that. I don't have a mirror.
Yeah, I mean, if you had the mirror, it would be great. You go into the dark world, and then you can get into desert without having to pray first.
Get in the desert, you also need to check. There's a cave up there that I cannot think of the name of right now. There's a cave up top that I
Whoa,
cannot think of the name
checkerboard, you
right now.
mean?
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I can't think of the name of the cave. I know it's the cave. That is about my memories workings.
And Aku is going to finally get his Samaria.
There's our hammer. Huh.
Yeah, Beer has the flute out. He's just running out so he can flute back to 6 and this time do Meyer.
Yeah.
Or not. He is going to do Hera and Ether Tablet. And maybe even Spike Cave. I mean, Hera is fully in logic. We have both the big and small keys, so we could even take our coffee break.
Yep. I might actually take a quick. Wait, no, I have a bottle of water right here. Never mind. I was like, I might take.
that Samaria.
I was like, I actually might take a little bit of a water break to go downstairs and grab a bottle of water because I was like, my smallest thing of water is a gallon, and I'm not trying to like drink from that. And then I remembered, oh wait, I have a bottle of Smart Water. It's cucumber lime.
But I was just thinking, depending on the flipper's location, Aga 1 is probably logically required here.
More than likely. Ooh, that's refreshing.
And I don't know if Aku knows the Kern jump. And if he doesn't, is he going to go to the trouble of beating Aga 1?
That is actually a good question. Oh, yeah, big key.
Chat reminding us that flute's out of logic without the flippers.
Total Rock big key.
Yeah. We could open TR after this. We don't have any smalls, so we can't get that far in it.
We are going to see a Herapod here.
So
there you go.
Aku going for now? Is he going to take another stab at Moth? Is he maybe going to get the key off of Bumper Ledge?
I want to say with the way he's going, Aku's going to try for another stab at Moth first.
Well, he has half magic and more hearts now, so that's promising.
I was a little worried as Beard jumped off to go deal with Toldorm there.
Yeah, it was a bit precarious.
But I will say that is a nice, good, clean Toldorm kill.
So, I think you have to take your coffee break here. Yep, he's going back in.
I was about to say, I think you forgot something, friend. It is time for the lovely cut. I just noticed the sprite for.
Yeah, the bunny sprite for Magus. Yeah.
I've watched the Magus sprite get played, but usually when I see the Magus sprite get played, I never get to see the bunny sprite. Because
Yeah.
95% of the time when Magus sprite gets played, the
Doesn't
moon
come up
pearl is
often.
the moon pearl gets found pretty early enough to that you just never see it.
So there's Aku's Meyer Big. There's his third crystal, so amazingly, we're actually even on the crystal count right now.
Which is kind of interesting. Nothing
And
in the
coffee break was
base.
just a big old waste of time, as it often is. But
Yep.
it's one of those, if you don't do it, it's always hanging over your head.
Yep.
Oh, and our tracker, Dark Shadows, is saying that Hera and Skull Woods are 5-6, in fact, so Homemade Beer could do Pyramid Fairy if he's noticed.
Oh,
I didn't notice that. Shout outs to
I
our
didn't
tracker there.
either. But that is quite nice.
Looks like Beer is going to go into Turtle Rock and do the first 3 checks.
It is a good idea there.
I mean, you never know.
It's better to get that possible information.
And also, we will see what the small key is. I'm going to bet it's our 6th pod key up here.
More than likely.
No, first tea. Okay, so this is another thing that could hurt Homemade Beer because what does one key get us access to?
One key to
It
Totoro?
gets us Chain Chomp. Yeah, it gets us Chain Chomp chest.
I think
Uh,
it gets a chain
um,
chomp
it should get us the
and
Vanilla Big Key chest as well.
I think it's just those. I think it might be only 2 chests.
And I think it
Chain
might get us
chomp.
Crystal Roller as well.
Oh, these things? Oh, I remember all of a sudden why I hate these.
Chain chomp.
Wait.
I think you're right, actually, about getting crystal.
It's tiny and thick. Don't be sad. Climb up and gather eggs to throw at him. What the fuck? Oh,
You can hear other voices through my mic?
I'm so lucky
But Beer is out of here. I don't think he found anything.
Don't think so either. Hmm. Hmm. Ah.
Was hoping for a fairy there, but he's just gonna go for it anyway. Makes sense. Where's Aku going? Is he gonna try ice? Is he gonna fake flipper into ice and do ice? Oh! You wanna
Is
do
it
a fetch
true?
quest?
Wanna do a fetch? No, wait.
Yeah,
I forgot the words right as I started that.
And Beer is immediately turning in that mushroom, which reminds me, as he now goes to the powder, that, as you pointed out much earlier, we now have Magic Bat as a possible thing.
More fetch quests! Okay, I know I said this was a healthy seed earlier, but like, hold up. I wasn't being serious about this being a healthy seed. Gonna go finish up Eastern.
I guess so.
Get another crystal. Because he did a good portion of Eastern earlier.
Oh, and meanwhile, our fourth sword is in ice.
Hmm.
And that's Aku's third sword, but it'll sure make Cold Stare a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. That was super weird earlier. I'll do some testing after stream then.
Okay.
I missed what that was.
Oh, that was just a big 20 in the big key chest, but a nice icebreaker by Aku.
Nice.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
He
like,
still has no hammer. He can't do Cold Stare.
oh, right.
He needs to go to pod. Unfortunately, he's only
Jeez.
getting to pod with a Kern Jump, a Splash Delete, or beating Aga 1.
Right. Ooh. Like, that's not a fun time. Either way. And I think he's realized that.
Yeah, but he didn't even do Freezer or Iced Tea.
Huh.
Oh, is he actually gonna do... He's going to do this the logical way. I guess he doesn't feel comfortable with either Splash Delete or Kern Jump.
Don't blame him if it's either of those. Is another pod small? What? Beer's just missing pod big from Hype Cave?
Yeah. But I think he's gonna do Meyer now.
Yeah, go do my. Well, you can clear Meyer.
Yeah, I mean, it's out of logic because, you know, the flute's still out of logic. Oh, and Meyer and Ice are both regular crystals.
Especially since we have our 5/6 crystals, so. I'm curious on what's on Pyramid Fairy with this.
Now, so we still haven't seen the Thieves or TR maps, right? So we don't actually know which one of those we have to do.
Correct. We have a Thieves big, but no map. And we have a TR compass, but no map.
But the fact of the matter is that if Thieves is our final crystal, then Homemade Beer is in a very out of logic go mode.
Very. But if Turtle Rock is our...
He needs 3 TR small keys in the Ice Rod.
So I think for Beer, he wants his last crystal to be Thieves.
Oh, yes. I mean, if you don't have the Ice Rod, you're kind of hoping that TR is a pendant.
You also just hope TR is a pendant in general. But also...
This is fascinating because the flippers are logically required for both Meyer and Ice, and we have no idea where they might be.
Pyramid Fairy?
Could be. Could be Magic Bat. Could be Purple Chest. All sorts of places.
God, could you imagine if it's Magic Bat and they've just been available this whole time?
But meanwhile, with Beer being in Mire, he's kind of committed to full clearing it because if TR is a crystal, you don't want to leave a small key in here or the ice rod.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, if Thieves is the final crystal, we might see a sub 130 from Beer if he plays this right.
Heavy on the might, though. And
Yeah.
I can see...
And meanwhile, is that 3 blue balls already?
I think so, because that's at least 2 in a row. That is definitely 2 in a row. Hey, there's a shield.
Oh. Okay, so that was 4 blue balls total?
Oof.
Bit higher than average, just enough to be annoying.
Yeah. It's not a number you want to see in this case. Like, kind of just
Oh, and
general...
he's gonna do the door state extension to rail clip here, if that fire snake would get out of the way. There we go. And Aku is finally on his way to pod. He will finally get his boots.
Get his boots, get his hammer.
And also that Quake medallion. Oh,
There's our
TR
Turtle Rock map.
Okay. So we're gonna get this solved if Beer does another map check once he leaves Mire.
I think he might do another map check once he leaves Mire because that is some big info.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knows that pod's a pendant, though.
I don't think he does, but with a map check, I think that'll give him that information. I think a map check will give him that information.
Yeah, chat reminding us that Aku can get the pod big chest. That could be the flippers.
That could be the flippers. There's a lot of odd... Odd is not the right word I'm looking for. There are a lot of interesting places of where those flippers could be for logic purposes. How about it? What?
I remember when Spooky Action Glitch was this really hard thing that even the top runners found hit or miss, and now it seems like so many runners just do it automatically.
Okay, good to know. I was like, that was a little spooky, and then I was like, wait, that was spooky.
Yes,
I can't make
that
the
was
joke.
spooky indeed.
I can't make the joke because you can tell I kind of wanted to. With the health advantage, with this amount of health he had there, taking the damage on the slime.
Yeah, he just kind of went kamikaze there. And here's Aku's wavy coin.
But I think a map check after Maya will give Beer that knowledge that pod is his...
Okay, we are in go mode on Homemade Beer's side.
That's really nice. Oh, that is really nice.
Now the question is, retroactively, when did we hit go mode?
I'm unofficially?
It's been a bit. I mean...
Yeah, well, I guess technically with that knowledge that TR is a pendant is more the official go mode. We were talking about him being in out of logic.
Beer, what are you doing? You're in go mode.
I don't think you gotta think about it, he does not know that.
No, he's
though.
gonna do ice. It's just why didn't he flute to 8? There's no way this is faster than fluting to 8.
It's not faster than fluting to 8. I'm just and then you use the flute. Beer,
Oh.
what?
Welcome to our 90 Raiders from Speed Gaming.
Hi, Raiders. I'm pretty sure that it is definitely faster to flute to 8. Where are flippers?
Well, we're gonna see Pod Big Chest soon and find out what was in there all along. And there's Beer's Butter Sword. So he might have to do the Silverless, but the Butter Sword cuts through enemies, well, like butter.
Or you could, you could also call it a Beer Sword.
Yes, so for our raiders, Akuhesh is about to get the boots here in this other chest in Dark Maze, and that will open up a lot for him, and he probably really wishes he had seen that sooner.
Yeah, I was like, you could technically in Homemade's beer case, you could make a beer pun because
Oh, all we got was our final Skullwood Small.
ew.
So Logic wanted us to open that chest, but it doesn't really do anything for us.
It doesn't tell us anything. More fetch
Shovel.
questing. I'm afraid of that. Because it's now because Magic Bat's still available. Like, there's quite a bit of fetch questing on that side of things to do.
Right, I mean, I don't think you bother. I mean, really the only big thing you could find at this point is the silvers, and, like, you're not going to go that out of your way for silvers.
No.
So there's our Swamp Small. Of course, we still don't have Flippers and Mirror to get in. Yeah, Beer's skipping iced tea. He was checking stuff that he could reasonably... No, he's checking iced tea. What is he looking for?
Flippers. Mirror.
What does he need those things for? I guess he doesn't know... Well, no, right. He doesn't know that Pod is a pendant, and he doesn't have Pod Big Key. That's the only possible thing I can think of.
Is that he's looking for Pod Big Key?
Yeah, not knowing that Pod's a pendant.
Then, so I was like, for. Just got a hype game if you really want to Pod Big Key, my dude.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he does Thieves next, because he certainly knows that Swamp and TR are pendants and he can't finish them anyway.
Yeah.
And then he'll get a crystal off of Blind and be like, oh, I didn't have to clear all this. Meanwhile, Aku's about to grab his hammer, which he's been wanting for a while.
It'll be definitely really nice for him to get that hammer. We're in a cold steer fight now.
Yeah, but Butter Sword is going to make this a joke. And show us why you can't fight Cold Stare with Butter Sword in the vanilla game.
100 rupees. I really am curious on where our flippers are. Mostly for logic purposes.
Yeah. It doesn't feel great to be this far out of logic, though it does go to show how You know, Ancilla Splash Delete is a useful glitch to know. That's another one that when it was first discovered, like, very few runners could do it reliably, and now it's something that a whole lot of runners just do without really thinking twice.
I don't know, my brain is still thinking Pyramid Fairy.
Could
I'm sorry.
be.
I was trying to figure out, like, what is he doing? And I was like, wait, these, right.
So Aku's gone straight to Harrow, which means he hasn't gotten the Thieves' Big Key out of King's Tomb.
Checking Ether Tablet here. Yeah, so Beer's gonna go through and check everything with Thieves' Town because he hasn't been in here yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, if he realized he was in go mode, he wouldn't be doing these checks. He'd just go straight for the back. But for all he knows, he needs the pod big key.
How many Ganon small keys do you need to get to the top?
0 if you're not doing anything in the basement. You just steal the one from under the pot to the left of Bob's torch.
Got you.
And then you get a second one from Mini Helma.
Gotcha. This was just like. This was something I was like, why is he. Like, 'cause I get the checking of chests. But I'm also just was like, how many keys do you need? Because I didn't think you really needed any with the fact that you could just steal 2 keys.
Yes,
But
for those of you who've arrived more recently, we found GT Big Key in the first minute in Uncle Chest.
just first 3 chests. Hey, here's your GT Big Key. That's what the game did.
Down goes Moldorm for Akuheish. That will be crystal number 4.
There's Red Mail.
That's something. Red Mail and 12 Hearts, I don't think Beer's gonna have any trouble with the rest of this seed.
Red Mail, 12 Hearts, Gold Sword, a shield. Yeah, another trouble.
And with Butter Sword, it only takes 9 sword hits to take down Blind.
Blind is a script. I think that's one of my favorite things about Blind is that they are the same no matter what.
Yeah, it's just funny that, like, it takes exactly the same number of fighter sword hits as Butter Sword hits.
And there's the Hera map.
Oh, good. Now we know it's a 5/6 crystal.
Yeah. Because the only thing we can't check in Thieves Town is the big chest, correct?
Right, because we never found the small key, which also means it's out of logic. Because, again, the game, assuming you do stupid things, assumes you used a small key to get to that big chest and locked yourself out of the attic.
Oh, that is a unfortunately hilariously timed joke of from Blind there. Because we just got the red mail not too long before this fight.
Beer gets slightly off script, but not too worried. What's...
And hey, bottle percent!
What's Aku doing now? Is he going into TR?
I don't know. Aku, where are you going? I think... Aku, where are you going?
I can only imagine he's doing TR.
Yeah.
Homemade Beer, on the other hand, very much is aware that he is in go mode now.
He's just gonna go climb the tower.
And we'll have to tease him about where that pod big key was that could have saved him a lot of trouble. Not that it took him that much time to, do a few extra checks.
But also, could save him a little bit of trouble. Actually, now that I think about it, since the pod big is also so easy to get. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Flippers could be on Helma, I think.
Yeah, we have logical acts. Well,
No.
no.
Actually, no.
Because we have logical access through climbing Aga Tower, right?
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I love how we're just sitting here like, no, wait, yes. Stages of something. Stages of something.
Yes, as Chad is reminding us, Homemade Beer has gone through this entire seed without visiting Hype Cave.
Yep.
Thankfully, we can skip GT Basement. He has 3 GT Smalls, so he is really not going to need to pick up anything here.
That's also the main reason why I asked. I was like, with 3 small keys, do you really need to do anything? That was rude of that mimic.
It hurts that Aku hasn't done King's Tomb, because he could have done Thieves' Town at least. It still wouldn't get him the flippers, and I get the feeling he is not comfortable with splash deletes. And I don't think he even saw the flute yet.
I don't think he has. I think if he hasn't seen the flute, that could be why he hasn't thought about, or at least tried.
Oh! Well then!
Okay, game!
Yeah, and that was from the small key that we got on Bumper Ledge, and Homemade Beer never did get that cape, which was in the brewery. Another thing most people check in the course of a normal seed.
And also, in this case of his name, you would think he would have. Oh my. This is why you don't let the bartender commentate with someone whose name is Homemade Beer. Yes, Chad, I have held back on making quite a number of alcohol puns.
Well, hey, I'm the only one here who can say they've actually had some of Homemade Beer's homemade beer.
What kind was it, if you don't mind me asking? Was it a Pilsner, a lager?
It was a Mexican lager.
Ooh, those are always fun to make. Also really interesting to make, too. Could have a Pilsner. He's a Pilsner sword. I'm just gonna now just let loose a little bit. Because we're near the end of the scene. I can't help it.
And while we were discussing all that, somehow Beer is already on Mini Helma Room.
Oh,
that was a very quick climb.
I guess when you don't have to check chests. And you're only going to check ones that are like super convenient, like that one. I almost forgot we had boots for 2 seconds. Almost.
And one last check to see if silvers were there, but no.
I'm partially, excuse me, curious on where he's gonna say where silvers are.
Oh, probably Swamp Palace, let's be realistic. Or maybe GT Basement.
He's gonna say either it's either gonna be my palace, my tower, swamp, or maybe he says pod.
Could be on Helma King. Nothing like a good bow-locked bow.
Yeah.
We're having a little trouble with this Agaphite.
Agaphite has just not been kind in the directions these Agas have landed.
What was that, a 5 cycle?
I think so. I just stopped counting after the first 3.
Yeah, chat's confirming he got a double the first time and then just singles.
Yeah, so I stopped counting after the first 3. I was like, I remember the first one was like a double, and then after that, my brain was just like, click, just click.
And Ganon thinks he's in Zelda 2.
Oh god, that is a Zelda 2 reference, isn't it?
You're doing dash pokes just because. Might as well get some practice, right? Even with Gold Sword.
Got his lamp ready for some torch glitching.
Swamp! See, I told you.
Palace.
Gets a nice torch glitch there. Now it's just a matter of counting to 12.
Boy. There goes blind down Fraka. Some nice spins on Beer's side. And now for the hardest part of the game, to cross this little bridge.
And Homemade Beer finishes with an official race time of 1:30.55, good for first on our restream, second overall behind Shire, who did an amazing 1:20.26 there.
Oh, I never saw Hammerbags either. Hammerbags is another kid in Castle Smoky.
And we've got him in the waiting room here.
Hey, Mr. Pilsner himself.
And we are joined by Homemade Beer, GG.
GG, hello.
So, would you like to guess where the pod big key was that would have made you realize you were in go mode since you didn't have the pod map to know it was a pendant?
Yeah, sure. That was, oh my goodness. I was in go mode with Thiefstown Big Key and didn't realize it until I did literally like 20 minutes. Hype Cave? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
There was also another thing we found out through Akuhaish. This was a fun one. You saw the small key on Bumper Ledge?
Yes.
Yes. So Cape was in the brewery.
Okay.
Another location that you somehow didn't check, and that was a TR small. The only TR small we've seen this seed, but that was enough to get you to Chain Chomp Room, which has the mirror.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Still need to see those flippers, by the way. Still don't know what those flippers are.
Did no one found the flippers?
Aku's still looking for them because he can't splash delete, and I don't think he even went up that way. I don't think he's seen the flute yet.
I don't think he's seen that. We are pretty sure he has not seen the flute.
Wow.
Considering everything he's doing, I don't think he's seen the flute.
But given that he intentionally beat Aga 1 to get to pod, I don't think he can splash delete or current jump or anything like that, or he would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that... Okay, if you were wondering why I did Skull Woods and then I current jumped immediately, that wasn't just like a full clown play. I was wondering. I was looking at the key layout and the item layout and where the hammer was, and I realized, wait a minute, this is an Agaseed, like, straight up, this is just an Agaseed. So I'm gonna go pretend like it's an Agaseed, do all the Aga blocked things, and then come back to the rest of the Dark World. And there's probably stuff on the west side of the Dark World that puts other stuff in pod and logic, which actually wasn't true because the 6th small key for pod was in Eastern, which was weird. So that actually put everything else in logic.
I mean, flippers could have shown up somewhere.
Flippers are supposed to have shown up somewhere. We just don't know where.
And then an Agaseed.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that with the getting 2 castle tower keys and the lamp and like a bunch of swords super early, I was like, even for Keysanity, this is just straight up like an Agaseed, I think.
Fair enough.
Flippers are buried in the seed somewhere.
But by the way, given that you generally hold by the rule of fire, how did you feel about getting lamp, fire rod, and bombos before you'd even left CAC?
You know, that's rule 2 of fire, is if they don't lock each other, they're on the same sphere, right? Probably? I don't know.
Well, they were definitely on the same sphere.
Probably. But yeah, I'm still convinced that flippers are in Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Because I'm just like... Because when our tracker pointed out that Hera and... Skullwoods. I'm like trying to read the tracker.
Yeah.
And Skullwoods were our 5-6 crystals. I was like, that's probably it. I was like, we had both of those pretty early.
Well, yeah, so Akuhaish has the boots, so he current jumped? Oh, no, you said he did Aga. He did Aga. Okay. So this actually makes a lot of sense. If there was one TR small key that gave you the mirror, you need the mirror to get Pyramid Fairy, right? Unless you have the hammer. Oh, never mind, then it doesn't matter. Huh, okay, weird. Yeah, okay, never mind, that doesn't make sense what I was thinking.
Flippers could be on Pyramid Fairy. They could also be on Helma King. We do have logical access there.
That's true, we do.
We have
or Pod Big Chest.
It's not Pod Big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Aku did do Pod Big, but he, since it's a required double dip of Pod to do Helma King, he hasn't gone back for that one check. But he did have the big key.
Right, because I didn't have the big key.
The Pod Big Chest was the final Skullwood Small.
Okay. So that was in logic. I'm trying to think what else is in logic right now for flippers. Because what did I not do? Check my tracker.
We know it's not shuffle. It's not that, by the way.
Magic Bat, Smith Chain.
I mean, I didn't do anything really. I didn't do anything in Village of Outcasts in the entire seed. So probably Pyramid Fairy. That's the only thing that I have in logic on my thing, except for like No, it can't be Checkerboard Cave. Yeah, that's like the only thing really. Pyramid Fairy.
Apparently Magic Bat was a shield. Chat's telling us.
Yeah, I saw Magic Bat was a shield. That's where Aku has theirs.
There's the Thieves Town small and Ice Big.
Oh, could be in Thieves Town Big Chest. No, it can't because it's
No, it can't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it's
but
guaranteed Pyramid Fairy. Then I think you were right.
I think
You called it.
Emily.
Well, or Helma King.
It's one of the two. It is Helma or it is Pyramid Fairy. I'm more convinced that it is Pyramid Fairy because of how early we could get to Pyramid Fairy, but also Helma King is still very much a strong possibility.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. This is a very very sequence break heavy seed. Like
Yeah.
I was barely
Yeah.
in logic the entire seed. Like I think Meyer Big Key was never put in logic. The boots were eventually. Ice obviously wasn't. Paris somehow was. I was surprised by that. Desert was never put in logic. Thieves Town was never put in
Remind me
logic.
where Big was?
It was on Moth. I only found 2 Skullwood Smalls.
Oh, right, because the pod Big Key was locking the other, but that's out of Hype Cave, so
Yeah.
from our
yeah.
if it's in logic.
Yeah. My stuff is
Yeah.
in logic. But
132, not bad for a Keysanity seed.
honestly.
Well, you skip all the GT, right?
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
Well, I got 2 chests. 25 checks. Yeah,
Like,
but
You
I don't know,
skip
this was
most
an
of
interesting
GT. I
Yeah, so poor Aku, this is going to be his 6th crystal, but it's going to be a while for his 7th.
yeah, cause
yeah.
Meyer.
And since he doesn't even know where Flute is and that it's flipper locked,
Well, he can't have much left at this point, right?
He has all of.
I mean, I don't think he's done Graveyard Ledge yet.
He hasn't done Graveyard Ledge. He has Pyramid. He has Graveyard Ledge, Pyramid Fairy, Zora Ledge, Helma.
Yeah. What was the key on Spectacle Rock?
We
That was
never
another
saw.
small.
Never saw it.
Okay. I mean, that could be another TR small, and then flippers are buried further in TR. That's. Wait, is that possible? Yeah, they could be in the big chest to TR, or Mimic Cave, if that's true. That's a TR small.
Oh man,
Okay,
we're getting
what a
Pyramid
seed.
Fairy play from Aku now.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, because it's probably just the desert small actually.
Oh, you
yeah,
never saw the Desert
that
Small.
was another logic break that we never solved.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys
there was
both did
no
land
logic on
those
this
pretty
seed.
early.
Yeah.
It's more. Oh, it could be right side of desert.
Ooh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, right. If we turn up small, it could be right side desert.
I forgot about that key entirely.
Yeah, it has to exist somewhere, right?
It's more than likely the key in Spectacle Rock. One,
I'd totally
What?
forgotten about that small key.
I
So-
had to, because we just never were back on that side of Hera, really.
So he never scouted Zora Ledge?
No, he
No.
went to Waterfall Cave to get the water walk, and then immediately took it to Hobo
Hobo, but never.
With no boots.
with no boots.
Okay, I see.
Why did you just mirror Aku?
I think he didn't mean to mirror there. I think because
He
yeah.
hit the wrong
Someone,
button. He was trying to release
think-
the bomb and instead mirrored.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
crowd
think that's
control
what
got him with a reverse AVXY.
There's that misery small.
Wow!
What?
Pyramid Fairy was complete garbage.
Okay. Yeah, then it's
Desert.
Graveyard
Right
Ledge,
side desert?
Graveyard Ledge, or that small key on Spec Rock, probably.
Or Helma King.
Or
Yeah, I
Helma
mean, but this
He's
is-
gonna do
King.
Catfish. He hasn't done Catfish yet. And
Oh
then he'll
yeah.
probably do Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, this is definitely confirming this was an Agaseed for sure.
Actually, if he does
yeah.
Catfish, he might do Zora. Then he'll at least see the flute.
Yeah, I wonder if he can Ancilla or double water walk or any of the methods. We never got a red boomerang, sadly.
And it's very true. We never did.
I didn't think I was going to get that Ancilla. I was really nervous when there was a small key on Zora. It's like, crap, I have to pick this up now.
Yeah, I noticed you hesitated before grabbing that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
actually
thought
know
about
what
leaving
that
it.
does to Ancilla values.
Well, so it doesn't do anything for the Ancilla, but it makes the double water walk easier, or the whatever the drop down one easier because since you're already water walking, you can just Ancilla in the bottom corner next to the waterfall, and you don't have to jump down 2 jump downs. You only have to jump down 1.
Oh,
Oh, but
yeah.
picking up the key took you out of water walk.
Exactly.
I see. And he finds his flute. And now we'll see what he does about that flute.
I feel like the third com right now.
I mean, you kind of are. But no, I'm
With
curious
the
of
inside
what.
knowledge of having actually played the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just still very much curious of where these flippers are.
I can definitely see how Sheer did such a good job. Is it Sheer or Shire? I always never know.
I usually say Shire, but
Shire,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm
We'll go with
unsure
Shire.
myself in this case.
Oh, looks
Yeah,
like he
there's the
is
pod
going to
small.
try the Ancilla. Oh,
I
Samaria
hope so.
Ancilla. Interesting.
He put it in the way he can't jump in there.
Yeah.
I think that's not a bad way to do it, actually. If you know. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like he's got it right.
He probably has to reset all his Insula slots. You can actually tell when the arrows fire.
Oh,
Oh.
that was too bad. He got it, but the arrows disappeared too quickly.
Ah. Well, he knows it well enough, so I think he'll get it.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's just it's tough doing it because you have to jump off the cliff before the arrows disappear.
Yeah.
Again, same problem. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah, this is one of those where I would just double water walk, especially with the flute.
We should remark that no one else has finished yet.
No one else has finished yet?
Yeah, because they're all probably, in this...
Either searching for flippers or...
No, he's just taking too long. The arrows are disappearing, and yeah, it's not happening.
Oh. Where... Okay, both of those fetch quests didn't do it. It wasn't Pyramid Fairy. Graveyard Ledge.
I mean, I just want to see where the freaking flippers are at this point.
See?
I would go check, but I don't have access to anything because I never got half the items.
I mean,
well, you just need to.
This looks like a double water walk, by the way.
Go get the cape so that you can get your TR small, so that you can get your mirror, and then you've opened up everything.
Yeah.
I'd rather never go to Village of Outcast on any seed ever. It's been working for me so far.
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay, so Aku is charging his water walk, so I think he's going to try what you said, except that he only has 2 bombs.
Yeah, you don't need bombs to do it, but...
Right, he doesn't even... Right, he doesn't need to. And
you just have to get it first
he still has
try.
the water walk charged, so he can just...
Yeah, he got it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, well, this is how I would have done it immediately, probably, in his situation. Just because I hate doing that Ancilla. It's one of my least favorite tricks in the game. That's why I avoid it. If I don't have to do it, I never do it.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, he'll definitely have it now. Oh, but he doesn't know it's Quake, but it's fine. We do.
It's fine.
Right, he'll learn that soon enough.
Well, I guess we'll never know where flippers are. They don't exist, as some might say.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
I mean, kudos to him for, thinking through the whole charging a water walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, now he just needs to activate the flute, and then he can do Meyer, and he'll be good. He should know he's in go mode, I would hope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows Meyer's a crystal, and therefore by process of elimination, TR's a pendant.
Did we learn TR depended from him or from Beer?
I found the TR map at some point. I think it was in Meyer.
Yeah, it was in Meyer.
Oh yeah, because
That's why I
came
didn't know
out
it was
of
a go mode
Meyer,
too.
and we're like, oh,
Right,
I
but
don't
Aku
have-
has 6 crystals, so I think he found the Meyer map and therefore knows that way that it's the 7th.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh
our
yeah,
tracker
we
confirming
found that the Meyer was a crystal, so we were just kind of so the thing he does know he does not have to do TR. Yes, because we remarked that Meyer and Ice Palace were crystals off of Aku's map check.
Man, this is such a fast seed if you don't full clear every single dungeon for no reason. Oh, that felt so bad when I was like, after I finished Ice, and I was like, wait, Thievestown could be a crystal because I didn't have the map or knowledge of Pod. It's like, oh
Right.
no, it could be a crystal, and I entered Thievestown, and halfway through it is when Shire finished. I'm like, yep, Thievestown's a crystal. I'm just might as well.
That's the way.
Might as well fluff chests on the way.
Oh,
That's
so
the
that's
way.
what I see.
Well,
That
I
is
mean,
definitely
because
a way to
otherwise,
find out.
yeah. Otherwise, well, I guess he could have found the pod big actually. I was thinking if TR was a crystal, then he would have had to find 2 TRs and an ice rod. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we never saw the ice rod either.
Yeah, all that stuff's definitely in GT or Swamp.
Well,
Surprising
Chris,
that
let's do
Swamp is
something you
open.
didn't do and go mode Meyer.
Yeah, lucky. And he had a small key when he came in.
And he has Butter Sword.
Yeah,
And
all
the
good
cape. I think Vitreous is going to be a joke.
stuff.
Right, you didn't have a cape when you came in. Beer. My brain was like, 12 hearts. 12 hearts a shield. Some good health. You'll be fine. Just take the hits from the slime. It's okay.
Yeah, I think the NMG fights 7 hearts or something, so I had like almost double that, so that's fine.
That sounds right.
Oh, and it looks like he did the proper way to preserve Spooky there, kicking up dust and everything.
Spooky!
Except that I didn't see him actually use the... Oh, guess he did not preserve Spooky. Oh well.
I think he might have tried to preserve Spooky, but did not actually get the chance to preserve Spooky. Preserve? Preserve.
Yeah, but since he never went to left side, he had never hit that switch to begin with, so it cost him less anyway. He just had to hit the second switch in the basement. Oh yeah, we haven't said it yet, but please do follow the runners.
Oh yes, absolutely. Both our runners put on a great show tonight. Especially the English is a language, I promise you.
And there is Aku's 7th crystal.
At least GT's easy, right?
He
even has 4
GT
GT smalls.
I'm guessing.
Okay, he does have 4 GT smalls.
Just
And
gotta
by
remember
the way,
to use
we
your
still
boomerang.
don't have our 3rd place finisher here.
Ha! Ha!
So Aku could still be 3rd place, a full half hour behind 2nd place.
A full 10 minutes behind first place.
Yeah, very, very spread out seed here.
This is definitely a very interesting seed, if nothing else. And I'm wondering if this seed caught up a lot of people looking for flippers.
I like our tracker's summary. I think this seed was, do you need flippers? If yes, too bad.
Yeah. Go learn glitches.
And
Yeah.
hey, GG to Mr. Ed3, finishing third place with an official race time of 1:54:09.
So I could get
GG.
fourth here.
Followed closely
GG.
afterwards by Tenet, 1:54:47.
This was an interesting seed, if nothing else. But I do have to agree with our tracker of the summary of the seed of, do you need flippers? Oh well.
I think when this is over, I'm going to have to ask in the race room if anyone found flippers.
Absolutely. Just mostly because I'm just curious where flippers are. Because the fact that we didn't see flippers at all on Restream
Yeah,
makes
I mean,
me
did we ever see Graveyard Ledge in the end?
no.
Okay, so it could be Graveyard Ledge, could
Could.
be Helma King, and if that small key on Spec Rock is Desert, it could be Right Side Desert.
Look, a few places it could definitely have been. Especially since we know silvers are in
Akko's a
swamp.
bit short on arrows. I mean, there are 5 in here, but he does need to be careful.
I can confirm Mr. Ed never found flippers.
Why did you
Okay.
message him?
And neither did Tenet. No, I'm just watching their stream
Oh,
back.
you're. I see.
Yeah, and neither did Tenet. So.
So now that scares me a little bit more than before.
And neither did Frenzy.
Where are flippers?
They don't exist. This is a broken seed, actually.
I didn't do
That would
it.
be a good troll, flipperless Plando.
That's not what this was.
I mean, Renderer rolled it, so maybe it was.
I mean,
True.
it is renderer. Just a fun little time. Considering what checks are we missing other than Graveyard Ledge,
Helma?
Helma?
Right, I mean, it could...
It's not a fetch quest.
You know, one of those locations could have a second TR key, and that would make it possible for flippers to be on Laser Bridge.
TR.
Or the...
Right side of desert.
Yeah,
Am I missing something?
the small key on Spectacle Rock.
That small key on Spectacle Rock
Yeah,
scares me right now.
right. That small key on Spec Rock could be a TR small.
It could be a TR small or it's our desert small.
Desert small has to exist somewhere, right?
Yeah. And that's what I'm like, Spec Rock small key can be one of those two. Which is a whole scary thought all by itself, but...
I'm trying to remember if where the Tempered Sword was. That was in Pod. So yeah, you had to double dip Eastern on this seed, like guaranteed, because Cape was in the Dark World, and then the other sword was in Ice Palace. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think you guys found your swords in different orders.
No, because you could have gotten Cape. It was just in the brewery, and mitts were easily accessible.
Oh, you're right. That's true. Okay, good call. Yeah, I forgot that myths were in.
Now, to get to Helma King, you'd have to double dip pod because you'd have to go in for the boots and then get the hammer.
Yep.
But double dipping Easter might not be necessarily something you have to do. Ooh, that was a little more scary than it needed to be.
Right, so... we never did see an Ice Palace small, as you guys are discussing in chat.
Oh, we never saw an ice spot?
And
We never saw an
logically,
Ice
you need
Palace small.
one. With Samaria, you only need one, but we never even saw one.
Oh, Jesus, I
Yeah.
thought we had...
It's,
Oh.
everything's got to be in Swamp, right? There's got to be a bunch of just useless keys in Swamp.
A bunch of useless keys
Yeah,
are
you
in
did
Swamp.
find Swamp Small at some point, right?
Yep, that was a nice palace.
Now that I think about it, another thing we found in Swamp is the shovel.
Well, that can't lock flippers.
No.
You mean
But...
nice, but yeah.
I'm just thinking about, like, this... the fact... I'm just like, there are little things we found that I'm just like, that's a scary thought of what could be behind you. Your ice rod.
And down goes Aga 2.
And off the gate we go! But imagine if TR was a crystal. Shovel could have had your ice rod.
I mean, just given the lack of TR smalls, it did seem likely even before we got that map that it was going to be a pendant. Because we would have been so far from go mode otherwise.
Yeah. I do find it kind of interesting of how many pod keys it just threw at you early. It just was like, hey, here, have pod key. Have a pod small. Have a pod small. Have a pod small. To the point where we were actually kind of concerned. We were like, is pod a crystal? With how many pod small keys they're giving us so early?
So, I just want to give a quick shout out. When I started the race, one of the local breweries here in San Diego, I introduced them to Zelda Randomizer, and they saw that I went live and were like, "Oh, cool, a race!" And then saw the restream, so they threw it up on their main bar TV.
I should have made more beer wines.
Wait, this was on their main bar TV right now?
Yeah. It probably was without sound because they just run music in the background.
Were you in touch with them online finding this out, or what?
No, they messaged me in my chat, said, "Hey, we threw the race up in the bar tonight."
Wow, nice.
Pretty cool.
I could have made more beer
Pretty
puns.
cool.
I could have made more beer puns.
And
So big shout out to Ataraxia Brewing.
Next time I'm in San Diego, you're gonna have to take me there.
Sounds good.
And meanwhile, Aku did get the torch glitch. Already 2 hits in. Ooh, turns Ganon blue.
Oof. Don't know if he got that one. There we go. Yeah, don't be rude. So close to the end we are. Raku. The scene makes me just genuinely curious. Because one little logic thing is just throwing us all off, and it's just like, where are you hiding?
There goes Bacon.
Oh, bacon sounds nice. Oh, bacon sounds nice right now. Good thing it. But GG's to Akash.
So get your GGs in. That was 202.37, fifth place overall, followed shortly after by Frenzy at 204.11, and that closed the race.
GG's.
GG's. So no one found flippers.
Does seem that way. Let's see if Aku wants to talk.
Where could flippers be? There are too many places where flippers could be. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No sign of Aku, and it's getting kind of late, so could just be that it's late.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized the hour.
Yeah. For those of us on the East Coast, it's past 1 a.m.
It is officially 1:05 a.m.
But given that, I think we should probably wrap unless Aku shows up in the next minute.
Yeah. But
Once
GG's
again,
to all our runners.
yes, once again, give our restreamed runners a follow, and hey, the other runners are pretty cool as well.
Give them all some love.
As a
And
reminder,
huge thanks to Dark Shadows 59, our tracker.
good work. As a reminder, this is part of the grab bag ladder races.
So if you play one of those, you have a 1 in 16 chance of getting this mode. Meanwhile, now that we are back to restreaming these daily races, the next one will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, which I guess is today. About 13 hours from now, in any case, we'll be doing a casual boots race on the main speed gaming channel. Always a popular mode, heavily featured in both ladder and the ALTTP League playoffs.
Oh, there's Akka.
Oh, Aku is in the setup room, so let's talk to him briefly at least.
Yep.
Let's see if he's gonna come up here.
Just...
Hey, we're joined by Akuhesh. GG.
GG's, dude.
Yeah, thanks for the GGs.
You have fun with that one?
Sure.
Wish you had checked Zoraledge a bit sooner?
Yeah, a little bit sooner would have been nice.
We still don't know
Oh, well.
where flippers are, by the way.
And I'm guessing no one found flippers.
Right.
Nope. No one found.
GG's, Akash.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what your collection rate is now that, this is all going through.
141 out of 216.
So not even that much higher than beers.
Not too surprising, considering we got all 4 bottles and a good... Like, literally, I think the only real difference is, other than, like, the fact that you got the mirror and the cape, is that you didn't pick up shroom.
Yeah, I want to say the only real difference is going to definitely be Village of Outcast checks. And then that
Yeah.
mirror checks. That makes sense.
But though, given that you know Ancilla, I'm a bit surprised you decided to beat Aga anyway. Aku, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. At the time, I did not have boots, and that's one of the few ways I know how to get across to that side.
Oh, so I think you can, Ancilla Dark Lake Hylia and swim around that way.
So I
I'll
think
have
the
to
oh
look
sorry.
into that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Beer, you were saying?
Well, there's some chat in the race room. It seems the only thing no one did was Helma King. Everyone did everything else in the whole
Oh,
stage.
wow. So someone actually got the small key off of Spec Rock,
Yeah, that was the desert key.
and Right Side Desert didn't have it?
It had the ice rod apparently.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, there's that.
I mean, all the rest of the items in Turtle Rock could have been small keys, and Helma could have just had a TR small, and maybe you had to go kill Helma to get all the way to, or kill Trinex to get the flippers or something. That's totally possible, right? Right? I mean, it could be. Oh man, that's bad.
Yeah. After I found where the flute was, I said I'm just gonna find a way to get it. Went the alternate way because I forgot how to do that splash to lead up there. I think I was a couple pixels short.
It's just
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough place to splash delete just because of the amount of time it takes to jump off the waterfall. But hey, you got through it.
yeah.
The double water walk is a really awesome trick. You did a good job of it, I thought.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been practicing some nice tricks, and I've showed some of them off.
But I
Yeah.
will say,
I think we should probably pack it in. I'm tired, at least at this hour.
yeah, I will say this was definitely a very, very interesting seed, and now I am just curious on where our flippers are, considering no one found them.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know where things are, I can go look and post it.
There we go.
Yeah,
Probably Helma King.
probably
Probably
Helma
on
King.
Unless Helma
Trinex.
King had another TR small and then, flippers on Laser Bridge.
That's a whole nother story, though. That is a whole nother story.
Anyway, once again, huge thanks to our runners here. Huge thanks to our tracker, Dark Shadows 59. Keysanity is not an easy thing to track, especially with the technical difficulties we were having at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
GG's again. Thanks for comms. Thanks for putting this on. Fun having the dailies back.
This was
I'll
actually a
definitely
fun
watch
time to track.
others.
I mean, I'm okay.
yeah, thanks for doing this, Sheepy. Sounds like you should probably get some sleep, though.
Probably. Just pop a NyQuil, let it ride.
Well, in that case, that's it for tonight, and definitely check out the Casual Boots Daily in about 13 hours on Speed Gaining Main.
It's gonna be a good time.
Have a good night, everyone.
Night, guys.